That's very nice that we are being informed that this is recorded, isn't it, Mark? Well, here we are again with my friend Mark Ferrimond, the Mark Ferrimond. And I would say
No,
I'll
a
pass
Mark
on
Ferryman. A Mark Ferryman. We come in
a
six
Mark
parts.
Ferrimond. It's the Mark Ferrimond. I mean, yeah, credit where it's due. And I would say first one to you. And what are we gonna talk about today?
First of all, we're going to say hello, hello, hello. You have to forgive both me and Roland because we're both not well. Um, I've not been well for a long time. I'm, not well. But Roland's been poorly this week, and I've not been well. And I keep on zooming in and out of focus. I have no idea why. Stupid camera is propped up on a pot of paprika, and I'm not joking. It's propped up on a pot of paprika, which is not an easy thing to say. Right. Okay, let's try and stay still so it keeps in focus. Right. Okay, so first thing gonna show. Um let's just have a quick look and see what we've got. Okay, right. Okay, okay. Right. So first things first, let's just get rid of this because we don't need that up. I don't think. No, I don't leave that up. Right. Okay, you have to bear with me, guys, because I'm not used to using Zoom. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to talk about Miniature War Games issue 500, milestone for Emmy Games magazine to reach 500 issues. It's been going a long, long time. Long, long time. I remember getting, I think it was about issue 12 or something like that when I was at school. Um, so many, many years. Um, I don't think it's as long as War Games Illustrated, but it has been going for a long time. And this month, if you buy Miniature War Games, you get a free sprue of Atlantic game War Games Atlantic's werewolves. Um, enough to make 4 plastic werewolves, worth a fiver, it says. A fiver's not too bad, plus a magazine. Apparently, if you buy Miniature War Games from Tesco's, if you're here in the UK, which most people probably will be, um, you normally get it packaged with another magazine for free. So it's worth checking out on some of the biggest Tesco stores, see if they've got it in stock. Let's have a look what's in. So what's in this issue? It's on sale now. So we've got there's a painting guide to painting the werewolves from using the Army Paint Fanatic paints, plus the free sprue that allows you to do 4 werewolves, but they can be assembled multi-pose. I think there's like 6 heads, 4 different tail options or something like that. But the bodies are more or less the same, but you can assemble them in different ways. Then there's also Send 3 and 4pence, which is a werewolf themed adventure for Hero Quest, which has everything that you need to play. Plus, the way that the adventure's been designed, it's been designed to you can actually run it solo. So the as an AI takes over the running of the monsters. Um, we've got License and Down, in License and Down. Um, we've got a search for an SOE drop in France during World War II, which uses an adaptation of the editor's own rule set. No idea what that is. It means nothing to me or Vienna, the siege of 1683. Fangorn's Edge, which is War of the Rings, but uses Oathmark instead of the War of the Rings game, which we'll come on to in a moment. And another one bites the dust, which might be of interest to us, is Chris Swan presents Dog City War 1883, concludes next month with some scenarios. There's a Partisan Show report, which we didn't get to go to, and first edition Miniature War Games shows us how to scratch build a miniature windmill. So, not bad for 5.99.
Not
Well worth
bad
picking up.
indeed.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance this morning to actually pick my copy up. I've got a copy put away for me at WH Smith's in the Gale, so I'll be going over most likely tomorrow morning before my daughter comes down because I'm doing stuff with my daughter this weekend. Um, but that's something I thought I'd start off with. And it leads me into a segue straight away with Roland. I don't know if you've got any more info on this, but um, Games Workshop. We talked about them quite a lot in our last video.
Yeah.
Um, we weren't really slagging them off because we weren't. We were just saying, like without Games Workshop, a lot of companies wouldn't be around. Um, but one of the things that Games Workshop have done very recently, which is really upsetting a lot of people, is they've announced a brand new Lord of the Rings game, and that's great. Brand new Lord of the Rings game ties in with the new animated series that's coming out on Amazon and other stuff. Brilliant, absolutely perfect. Peter Jackson's going back to the Shire and doing more movies over the next 3, 4 years, hopefully. Sounds great. And then they announced that they're making some changes to the current Lord of the Rings miniatures game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those changes mean that a lot of people who've paid lots and lots and lots of money because the Lord of the Rings miniatures are not cheap.
No.
Like I think it was the Durridin Riders, 5 models for £55. That is absolutely disgustingly
I mean,
expensive.
this the
And
sanity
they
or insanity of Games Workshop pricing, not only in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
You
well, this
have
is
5 Blood Riders or whatever they were called
yeah,
for €80, and
yeah,
that is already several years back. Look, if people are paying it, if you
oh
are
yeah,
going to pay me 100 quid for a miniature, for a single miniature,
yeah. You're gonna
and
sell
why
it.
would I give it to you for 50? Yeah. So
Yeah,
this, but I mean, this thing goes a little deeper. So the Games Workshop, the thing that hit me the day before, 2 days ago, and the angle I was told the Lord of the Rings game was only an afterthought in this conversation. So the person that I was speaking to was very upset about certain miniatures being removed from the game. So, and we're talking about 40K, we're talking about AOS, Age of Sigma, and we're
yeah,
talking about the old world being brought back. And my honest response was, first time. So, and this is not necessarily a Games Workshop problem, but a community problem. Nothing is a problem until it affects me and my way to dominate another
yeah,
person in the game. And it's a totally different angle of playing than what you and I are doing or what some other people are doing. So Games Workshop is making these decisions based on how much money comes into our account if we do this, how much money comes into our account if we don't do this.
yeah,
And for whatever reason, they decided, well, this decision, making that decision, gives us more money. So whether that is good for the game, I mean, we can both agree that removing miniatures from the game is never a good idea. See War Machine, yeah.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, I and I had this. We had. I'm sure you had this conversation with many people over the years as well. At some point, you realize this is no longer the game for me,
yeah. You're
and
right.
totally fine. Yeah. So in terms of when there were 3 games, yeah, 40K, Fantasy, and Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was what the I like that movie and I like the book kind of nerds bought. It was really just I had the impression that 2 renewals of the license were basically done so that no other company can do miniatures for that.
Yeah,
So that is essentially it. So Mm, yeah.
Yeah,
So here we are.
yeah. So, but the big problem is, I mean, like Lord of the Rings kept Games Workshop alive. If it hadn't been for the Lord of the Rings franchise, the license, Games Workshop would have folded in about 2004. They were on the verge of going under. And I'm not making that up. That's a statistical fact. They were on the verge of going under, and it was Lord of the Rings and New Line that saved them. Um, which is why they spent, like so much money on the license,
Yep.
and they made a lot of money back on it, and they made enough money to actually invest in the future, and then they got a new direction when Kevin Roundtree took over. But the big thing that's got people really, really angry and up in arms is the fact that they're moving some of these miniatures from sale, and they've already gone. I've got a list here, um, and they're not going to be playable in the game unless you're playing as Legacy, which basically means you can play with your friends, but you can't play in tournaments and stuff like that. So you've got Gonfil Bull, Mad Old King, Mad Old Trasman, Mad Old Warrior, Mad Old Rider, Half Trolls, Harridan King, Golden King, Abraham Guard, Merchant Guard, Watchers of Karina, Corsa Rivas, sorry, Candish King.
I don't
Um,
see. I don't
this is
see.
just
Okay,
online
now
capture.
now is now when you scroll down, there is more of the interesting stuff. So I would say
Yeah,
most people are either playing Mordor, Rohan, or the Hobbits.
yeah,
Not even Gondor. Yeah.
yeah,
So and when you look at that, when you go in any games workshop, what is on the shelves there? The stuff that sells the fastest.
yeah.
Because a lot of these, especially the smaller ones, they don't have stock.
No, I mean some of these
So
things aren't even available from Games Workshop anyway because they're Forge World models. Like, but you say like the Mordor. I mean, look if you look at the list. I mean, the list goes on: Ring Race of Angmar, Ring Race Fallen Realms, Ring Race of Lost Kingdoms,
I
Goroth,
mean that is
Dugdush. You know, it goes on and on. Great Beast of Gorgoroth. Um, there's only keeping, by the looks of things, the stuff that they know that sells. So I can understand them like Tom Bombadil on horse, you know, or Gandalf sitting down smoking his pipe, or what have you. I can understand that because there's so many different figures, you know. But this really has upset a lot of people. I mean, look at the Isengard, like the fellow
look, the
Uruk-hai,
problem the problem with people being upset.
Dumplings. Yeah,
Yeah, I am totally with you, but the problem with people upset, and this is why it makes sense in Games Workshop's view
yeah,
from where I stand is, okay, these people are upset. They are going on YouTube, Reddit, and wherever, and went. They there was a guy. I actually know that person who loaded up a video. One of the first people that loaded up a video burning his army, literally putting gasoline on it, lighting it on fire. And literally 3 months later, he started buying his army again. And I
yeah,
was like, well, if I was Games Workshop, I would do the same again because that guy will buy his army a third time.
yeah,
So this is the kind of mindset that you need to break out of. So
yeah.
look, beautiful miniatures, beautiful game if you play with the
Amazing
right
miniatures,
people.
really good game,
Yeah,
but
but
you know,
it is
I
it
mean, they've even
is
got rid
what it
of,
is.
you know, Balin. Balin's not a really big character in Lord of the Rings, is he?
Not
And
really.
they got rid
But
of
look,
Balin. I mean, what the hell's going on? And then
another
other
another
things
thing
here, like
is another thing
some
is
of them are
let's
being renamed
go
or
2 or 3
repackaged.
years in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah, when Games Workshop says, "Oh, we're bringing these miniatures back as limited edition,"
yeah, of course they will.
everybody will piss themselves, buy
Yeah,
20, and Games Workshop is making bank again. So
yeah,
from any point of business operation, it makes sense. As harsh as it sounds for the community, you
yeah,
as a gamer, you as a buyer, you need to go beyond that. So
yeah,
and
yeah,
ring, ring, ring. There is so many generic miniatures that you can get. There is so many. Uh, it is long time ago. I think that's before I moved to China in 2016. I had there was a company that had those rights to a lot of the Rings miniatures, and they were
yeah,
essentially selling um, the bestseller was the Fellowship, essentially, in
Yeah,
several metal miniatures, 25 mil, and those disappeared. I'm sure you can find them on eBay or somewhere, but again, there is so many times, so many things where I say, "Oh, we lost a lot of miniatures." And do you know there is a wiki page of Lost Minis wiki?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah,
when you look at
very
that,
good friend of mine is a big contributor to it.
yeah,
David Wood. Hello, David. He probably knows more about miniatures than anybody else on the planet.
this
He's an encyclopedia of walking metal.
yeah, I mean, look, we all have been around for a while in this business, in this hobby, and yeah, not happy, but from a business point, there is only win for Games Workshop.
Yeah,
We have a community that basically accepts the unacceptable. And look, it's your thing. Enjoy. I can't
true.
enjoy it, so
Yeah,
I leave that all to you. So
yeah,
that's literally me. But another thing that came up in that conversation is when you have these issues and remove things from play like War Machine just did. It
yeah,
seems to be picking up a little, but it is way past its former glory. So I don't know
yeah,
what Privateer Press and Steamforged Games are going to do with that. I wish them luck. I don't wish them anything evil.
yeah.
But
I've heard a few things. I've heard that sales aren't very good because of the fact that you get the miniatures and the dice, but you need to download the rules and you need to download the cards, then you need to deprint everything out. And people aren't happy having to use two mediums, although apparently there's an app as well. Um,
yeah,
but I've not even looked into it because it's War
I did.
Machine.
I did.
I'm not going to bother.
Look, the app. I don't know. I think it was Gene Bay, the former Rackham guy,
Yeah,
who did that many moons ago with a skirmish game in a very large scale, I think 70 or even 75 mil. And essentially, the miniatures had an app with them. And depending on what options you have, the two apps on two phones were battling things out with each other in
yeah,
thing. Okay. My opinion, probably yours as well, for what I gather, it's not what I want in a game. You know, if I want to play a video game, I play a video game.
exactly.
Speaking of that, really great video game release yesterday. Um, it is called Sea Power. And if your PC can do that, the £38 are definitely worth it, in my opinion. But
Yeah, my PC
back
can't
to the
run that.
usual program
I don't
of
think
miniatures.
I struggle running Windows, never mind running any software apart from that. I can't run games.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
yeah, there's a few new games. I mean, like Black Ops came out last month, didn't it?
yeah.
Um,
Again, not my thing, but if you
not my
enjoy
thing
it,
either. It
be
got
my guest.
is it the Black was it Black Ops?
Black Ops 6, yes.
Black Ops 6 yeah came out and I know there was a problems with launch and then we've had updates to games like Starfield got an update last month and the new DLC, the
Problem
Shattered
with
Stars.
launches. I will show you something. I will show you something that is also going into our next topic. I don't want to dwell on War Machine because
Yeah.
before I say something, I want to see something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what I want to share is I saw
Yes.
this
Yes. You
not
mentioned
on the
this as we
Corvus
started.
Belly. Yeah. So essentially, the N5, the next edition of Infinity, is delayed, which will push it into December. So look, same thing happened a couple of years back with the eighth faction of Urban War. I wasn't
Yeah.
happy, but at the end of the day, there is a reason why these things happen. I think something happened with Mantic as well years ago, where they had to push back a release
Yeah,
because the container fell off
yeah,
the ship.
yeah.
So look,
It's quite a common thing, to be honest, in the games industry. It could be anything,
yeah,
something so tiny, you know. Uh, when you work on licensed games, so things like Babylon 5 and I remember Mongoose had problems with Babylon 5
yeah.
trying to get it out for the launch date because J. Michael Straczynski didn't want to sign off on a single thing, on a certain thing, and it took them absolutely ages to get it sorted. And the game was all done and dusted, but it took them
Look at
ages to get it sorted off one
what
thing.
was it with Protoss Games, the Aliens game, yeah.
Yeah,
And you see, with these kind of things, you see the dark side of the community. So some of the things that have been shared with me is
yeah,
that people showed up on employees' doorsteps, threatening them,
yeah,
and literally the whole toxicity. I hate that word. Yeah,
yeah,
and everybody is a lawyer, chairman, and yeah, when COVID came, everybody was a vaccine specialist. So it's really at the point where I say we are getting, or not we, some people are or in desperate need of getting over themselves. So what are you doing with this? I know people that have not received their stuff from Kickstarters for exactly this behavior. I mean, aliens and Protoss is just one thing. So
yeah.
it's
I don't really want to
essentially
talk about
what
those,
I can share
but
from behind the scenes is that
yeah,
the license giver Fox was looking at this and said, you know what? Now these guys wait longer. So
yeah,
that's it. And what are you doing? Yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh,
you are one of those people. You still don't have it, and Fox says, "Come and sue me."
yeah.
So
Well,
and
I never got
really,
mine. I got very little of mine.
yeah.
Um, and I paid a lot of money out. So, like,
A
not best
friend,
pleased with those guys.
a common friend. I had this conversation. I don't know if you were in the shop on that day when Kenny received a set of an order. I think it was 5 boxes he
Yeah,
received, or something like that. And I took a picture and I said to Kenny jokingly, I will post that in the Facebook group and say retail AVP bitches. I bought them all. So Kenny said you won't leave the store alive
yeah,
because there's people already pissed off that we got our retail delivery before they get their Kickstarter pledge.
yeah.
So
Well, they basically, to cut a long story short, I got given a demo copy of the core rules. I was given a demo copy rather than my Kickstarter, and I was fobbed off with that. But let's move on from that because I don't want to talk about it. I mean, the fact in the past, I've paid out a lot of money for the Bruce Lee miniature game, and I'm talking a lot of money. I'm talking about 300-400 euros I paid out for that, and I never got it. And there's no way of getting the money back. I tried and tried and tried for years to get the money back. The game was finished. It was released in America and Canada, not available anywhere else in the world. And I'm not the only one. There's lots of people who paid more money than me and didn't
yes,
get a copy.
look, first of all, like you said, things happen. Secondly,
Yeah,
people need to start realizing that their own behavior makes things worse for them. And again, this could be anything for Infinity, and I can
yeah,
go explode, make it worse. Yeah, but I'm not benefiting myself. I will
no,
be worse off afterwards. And also, since we I raise you a Mantic, Merry Christmas. Not only the Forces of the Abyss and not only
yeah.
Halo, Mantic is doing
Advent
Advent
calendars,
calendars.
they're awesome. Yeah, two this
So
time. We did the one last year, the Barroom Brawl one last year, and it was really, really popular.
here we go.
And
Yeah,
they've
never
now got,
mind the Halo, but
never mind the Halo, what you like. Yeah,
yep.
so Barroom Brawl was really popular, and they're now doing Deep Space Pest Control, which if you click on it, I think they've done some sneak previews of some of the miniatures. And for those
Yeah.
people who've never opened an advent calendar before, um, which
So
there probably is, there is probably people who've never opened one. Basically, you've got 24 windows, which you open one a day, and each one of those will have something behind it. Normally, it'll have something like
let's have a look.
on a traditional advent calendar, it'll be a piece of chocolate or a piece of candy or something like that. But with these, it's actually you get enough miniatures, uh, dice, and other stuff to make a game. So
Yeah.
we've got the vermin, and these vermin are like single sculpt. Um, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they're seal cast or not. You get this mat here, which is quite cool, and you get the full rules for the game. And I think they're going to start showing off a miniature a day, but I'm not sure because I think they did that last year that they showed a miniature a day off. Now that's the Deep Space Pest Control, and then the Barroom Brawl one. When they released it last year, um, I think that yeah, when they released it last year, everybody had Santa hats on. This year they've done the same models, but they don't have Santa hats on. So well worth picking up. This game is if you've got a young one in the house and you want to get somebody into gaming and get them
Yeah.
excited, this is brilliant. It's a really good idea because you get a figure and you can paint these figures over the course of 2, 3 weeks and for £30 and you're getting 20 odd figures plus a game.
Yep.
You know, brilliant. Absolutely
I mean, the
genius idea.
same thing with these Lego Advent calendars. You have something that is fun. You can play with it. And I mean, for the kids, it's first of all, if you are this healthy person that doesn't want kids to eat sweets all the time,
Yeah,
do something useful. Yeah. So I think it's a very interesting approach of selling stuff. Yeah, make
yeah,
an advent calendar.
yeah,
So
it really is. But that's probably one of the other big news is coming out of Mantic this month. I mean, obviously the big news is the launch of Halo, which if you go back to the main page, we'll have a look. So
yeah,
um,
here we go.
Halo Flashpoint launches on the 15th of November in the US and Canada, and launches on the 30th of November the rest of the world. Um, it's gone phenomenally well. Really, really well. Mantic had their open day on the 9th, which was this weekend just gone. And they were swamped. They were absolutely swamped with people. There was like hundreds and hundreds of demos going on all day of Flashpoint. As I mentioned in our last talk, the London tournament takes place in January. I think places have all sold out for that now. There's a guy done an unboxing of the Spartan edition because nobody else has done an unboxing yet of the Spartan edition because everybody who got sent copies out were on the Recon edition, and there's a lot of stuff in there that isn't advertised, so that's quite cool. Pre-orders are up for Wave 2, and
Yeah.
I think we might get some sneak peeks in January of stuff that's coming out in Wave 3. Which would be quite cool. But it's going really well. The open day went down very, very well. Ronnie and the boys looked like they were having a great, great time. Tobias, from the pictures I've seen, he looked like he was running off his feet. So, quite cool. Right, so moving on swiftly from that, let me just close this down because I don't need Games Workshop open. Um, so last week we mentioned about the influence of Games Workshop and how Games Workshop uh, set up other companies. Without
Yeah.
this Games Workshop, other companies wouldn't exist. So, coming out at the end of this month is uh, Bolt Action introductory set, which is a complete set of rules for Bolt Action. Um, it's got all sorts of stuff in it to teach you how to play Bolt Action. and it's only £42.50.
Yeah.
It comes with, if I can get onto the actual page, because I know we're limited on time here. It comes with, where are we?
Not these two.
No, not these two. Oh, he's gone too big. Or she's gone too big. I'm gone. I can't see the cursor. There we
Okay,
go.
you are there. You are there. Yes. Fire.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we've got some Germans
Hmm.
with are they Fallschläger? They are, aren't they?
I would
Um,
say those are Germans with Sturmgewehrs, and those are
yeah,
Americans.
yeah. I've gone past Americans. I went too quick because right. So Americans, then Germans, and then finally I'm gone. I just cannot see this cursor. There we
Yeah.
go. And then we get the Ruined Battle mat and a playable
Bit
mat,
of
and we
terrain. Yeah.
also get the ruins as well. All for £42. It
Yeah.
comes in a little box available to download, which is fantastic. Right. So, and quickly whilst I'm here, did mention Dead Man's Hand in the
Yeah.
last chat. Um, the mounted gunfighters successfully launched and did £22,992 on a £12,000 goal.
Very good.
And successfully funded. They'll be available in December. I've done a video of having a look at them and the sprue. The miniatures are fantastic. They go together really, really well. So I will send you
Well,
a link to that.
speaking of fast releases, I have another one to share with you.
Yeah,
Yeah. And everybody knows I am an urban war super nerd.
yeah, just a wee
And
bit.
a wee bit. So third edition coming out, pre-orders hopefully going up this week or next week.
Fantastic.
So, and Sebastian is bringing back the 300 point standard game boxes. And
Yeah,
this is essentially the same box as the Gladiators had before. And the artwork is the same, if the same, possibly similar. And what you get is your leader,
yeah,
your standard loadout of miniatures, two assault miniatures, a flamethrower, a
big
huge
guy.
pit beast.
Yeah,
You get a battle suit and two grenade throwers. So
cool.
this is a 300 point list. When you scroll down, there should
Yeah,
be, yeah, 301 points. So that is very, very interesting that these things are coming back.
yeah, and a free copy of the rule book as well.
Yep. It comes with the starter rules, if I am not mistaken. Oh no, it's the full rule book. It's the full
Yeah,
rule book. Wow. Okay, this is even better value for money. So for the
yeah,
Viridians, you essentially get an additional sergeant. You get two shock marines and an interdict. Plus,
yeah.
you get the Saurian rider and the
Sniper team.
machine
No,
gun
the
team,
machine gun team. Yeah,
along with your four standard marines, your dice, and the rule book.
rule book.
Again, 298 point, really strong lists on both. I just sent Sebastian lists for the uh, Vasa and for the Junker
Yeah,
armies. He's going to release Triads and Corallon soon as well. And yeah, so Urban War coming back with estimated delivery time January.
January. That's not
So there
long.
was
You
there
know,
was a bit of an
we're in the
issue.
middle of November, so January is only a few weeks away.
Yep. And just like you said, with a fast turnaround, a small company like um, the guys doing Dead Man's Hand, the guy doing Urban War,
Yeah,
within a very few weeks, and yeah, so
yeah,
there is lots of things to look forward to, lots of things to put in your
it really
stockings
is.
for
It really is.
Christmas. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm sure next month we can, because we've only got 4 minutes left. I'm sure next month we can chat about um what's coming early doors next year.
Yep.
Um, get some of the releases sorted out. Um, there's other things as well. Black Friday sale starts. Some of them have already started. Um, if anybody's looking to get a 3D printer and you've got a bit of money spare, I know it's coming up to Christmas, but if you've got a bit of money spare, now's a very good time to check out because a lot of the big companies like Elegoo and a Cubic and oh God, most of the big companies, Creality, they've all got 3D printers on sale at the moment. One of the brand new ones from Elegoo has just gone. The Saturn 3 Ultra, which is one of my machines, is an amazing machine, has been dropped to £279, which is like
There's also 3D scanners
ridic-
that are on
ridiculously
sale.
cheap for a really good printer, and it's a big build volume as well. £279 plus
Yep.
free, and if you order it today, you'll get it either tomorrow or the day after.
Yep.
Yeah, brilliant. Well worth
Another
investing
big
in.
Black Friday sale, Scale 75 is doing a big
Yeah,
sale. So yeah, lots of things to look forward to and lots of things to talk about.
yeah. Scale 75, also Green Stuff World, they've got their Black Friday sale starting. And then we've got all the smaller retailers, the stockists, or distributors. Warlord Games, Goblin Gaming, and Element Games have all got Cyber Monday stuff due at the end of the month after Black Friday, because obviously the Monday following Black Friday is Cyber Monday. Just another excuse to sell stuff. Um, but yeah, it should be good, mate. It should be really good.
Yeah. So I would say that's a good landing point for us to retire
Yeah,
and you go take good care of yourself.
and
We
you
are
too.
still both not at 100%
No,
and still super busy with our own stuff. So you
yeah,
do take care, Mark,
yeah.
and I will
And
speak to you very soon.
everybody listening and watching, or wherever you are, look after yourself. Take care. And as I said last time, and I mean this very, very sincerely, get a friend into gaming. Introduce a friend to a game. Doesn't matter what game it is, introduce to a friend to a game, and you'll always have somebody to game with. Trust me. See you later.
See
Peace
you.
out.
Bye.
Bye.